Hello, I'm Jerry Rigged, and this is the Duskers Daily Challenge for May 19th, 2017. Looking at yesterday's leaderboard, I was able to keep the top position at 675. Marvin was right behind me at 655. LB took a bit of slime damage to score 635. Ash White, 625. Astronomy Goon, 615, along with Big Boss Hardfax. Dargard scored 585. Noah scored 575. Saber Master, 555, and MacTinchi, 515. Overall, I don't want to say it was a dangerous ship, but it was a little dangerous, and that slime did not work well for some people. I got extremely lucky, was able to take care of it in a turret room, or a defense room. That made my run that much easier, but there really wasn't anything on the back half of the ship, so it was entirely possible for someone to get in and get out without too much issue. If they had known that to begin with. Unfortunately, you don't go into these things knowing too much about what you're dealing with, and 27 people played yesterday in total. Let's go ahead and get into today's challenge. It's late, I'm hot, I'm tired. Duskers. Today we have Sensor with Ship Surveyor and Decontaminate. Not a bad combination overall. Let's take the interface and put a sensor here at the back. Now, we have unknown infestation types on a salvage A, so there could be a lot of scrap on this ship, maybe a drone or two. And, let's see, hull integrity seems to be pretty good at medium. Relatively young ship at 213 years, even though it says volatile. I mean, 200 is pretty standard overall for the ships. And, yeah. That's about it. We do have some extra airlocks we can work with if slime is involved. Unfortunately, because I don't know how many infestation types, I really don't have any information to work with until I see it. So let's get in here and get out as quickly as possible. Very tiny portion of the ship is even powered. Destroyed terminal, that's not very helpful. So I spent 31 seconds on the ship, give or take. Unfortunately, there really, literally is nothing that I can do. That powers a bit more of the ship. If I open D21, that's not going to help me much. If I open D23, I've really got nothing that I can work with. Got some airlocks I can work with. The only problem is, right now I don't have any way to deal with slime. I didn't hear any center or any swarm, which could be a good thing. Six minutes, and it is just 2 minutes. So I've got 6 minutes, and that's room 10. Okay, so I want to get to room 10 as quickly as possible, if at all possible. Unfortunately, the room layout does not really support getting around. Ship surveyor and decontaminate. Okay, Ron, you got a good bit of health. That seems like a good bill of health for R5. Got a little bit of time to do this. Okay, we got a safe room right here. So what I can do is I can lure it into R5 and I can see. Okay, nothing spawned at 4 minutes, so that's a good sign. We may actually not have slime today. I know a lot of people that'll be really happy about that. I'm going to assume, because of the time that I was already in there, I was in that room and it should have spawned in that room. Not guaranteed. We're still figuring it out. But it should have spawned in that room, so I'm going to assume, for better or worse, that we're good. I want to check R10 as soon as possible. I can lose R11 and R5. I'm assuming I'm good. I actually jumped a little bit at that. No vents. Well, that sucks. Just about to hit 6 minutes. We'll see what happens with Troop 2 here. No power defense in these 4 rooms. Timing makes me think that's leapers. Let's see, it was 6 minutes and change. Nope, it's a vent. That could be Swarm. I'm gonna have to take a chance here. I want that scrap. One minute. R10 has a 75% chance. There's Swarm in that room now. There is Swarm in R2. Dano, if you want a question for the Brain Trust for your experiment episodes, you know, I have to know. And I'm not entirely sure how you can test it. But I have seen many times, seconds after leaving a room, or maybe it's seconds after entering a room, and I just happen to get in and out quickly. Swarm spawned from a vent. I think that's a good use for teleport and sensor, and I'm not entirely sure other than that how to test it, but it happens so much. And it's the reason so many people just completely lose everything to swarms. I don't hear anything. I don't want to vent everything just yet. So as much as it's a risk with door 23, I'm going to see if I can do that. If it comes down to it, I'll vent both rooms. I've got nothing on that terminal of use. Nothing of use on that terminal, I guess. It's probably too far away to hear an R8. Ron is my test subject today. Alright, I think we're clear. Still paranoid to do it, still don't want to do it. Let's go. Defense. Scrap. Empty ship upgrade. Okay. I'm gonna do this, but it's not really the best option. That was definitely something going through the door. Okay. And it's a sentry. That's good. That's good. I've got the... Oh, wait, no. I want to move one. I want to get that scrap with one. And put a sensor in that room. Here's my dilemma. I can open D21, but it could have a leaper in it. And in the time that it takes to get down to this generator, that leaper could come into this room and kill it. gonna open D10 just so they don't start attacking a door. And 8 or 6 absolutely must have a generator. Because R12 only powers 12 and 9. So if I open D21, I might be able to do this. But if there's something in that room, I'm screwed. So I'm going to open D11 as well. That's not a good idea. I don't really have a good idea here. I've got Ship Surveyor and Decontaminate. There's not much that I can do. If a pipe bursts, I'm good. But... oh, man. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty sure there's not a swarm in there. If there is, it's because of a vent, and I couldn't do anything anyway. I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute. I did not like making that move. But it was the best move. It looks like... it's looking increasingly likely that our enemies today are Swarm and Sentries. I don't remember. I was mentioning different names with Dano, and I don't even remember what those different names were. Bots, I guess, for the Sentries. I don't know. I mean, they are defensive patrol bots, which... sentry. So I don't know. I do like that one. Bugs, I think I was suggesting for Swarm. Hive, maybe? I don't know. Alright, I'm definitely more confident that room is clear. Five and 10? Yeah, 5 and 10 are the ones I won't activating. LB, and this one's for LB's benefit, which I guess is why I said his name, so that was probably obvious. But LB has been taking to trying out my method of checking a room, and... crap. No, actually, that's good. Because that means I can check out R9. I'm having to move around so much, though. Small generator profiles. Are annoying. That's really all there is to it. Do I have water? I don't have water. Warm water. So I've got a Sentry in R2, 2 Swarm, moving between 5 and 10. R9 is looking clear. Now, it's entirely possible that's all I have on this ship. But I don't think anything started in R2. I think those 2 swarms spawned in that room. So there's swarms somewhere else on the ship. But if that is the case, that also means that there have been 2 swarms spawns from the vent, and I think that's the maximum. Though it could be like slime, there's 3, and I just don't know. But as I was saying, I keep doing this move, and it's only really been beneficial once. Once, ever. And I don't know, after seeing a Leaper attack someone across a pretty large room, or maybe it was a lure across a pretty large room. I don't know that I was right in saying that the Leapers have a activating range. They might move across the entirety of a room. Pretty confident this is safe at this point. Accepting a vent. Ship scan? Defense. No defense on these two rooms, that's for sure. I can get into D18 from... Well, I can push something into D20, into R8, if I have to push it around. But R6 definitely has the generator. Or R13. Shit. I hadn't considered that. R13 might have the generator. No, good. Ooh. Fantastic. And a terminal. Let's get 1 and 2 in R6. One's gonna get confused, that's fine. And a terminal, that's fantastic. Please power the... Please. Please power. Son of a bitch. Of course there's not a defense in there. I'm gonna dock at A3, see if there's anything in R4 while I'm waiting on this. On the upshot, if there is something in there, I can block off R5, put another sensor in there, and take it out. If necessary. What is with all these ships we've had lately, too? I mean, I know there was one ship here or there that only had 1 or 2 generators, but we've had 4 days in a row of slime, and about as many with 4 generators on relatively small ships. I mean, this ship has 12 rooms, but... And it is 12, I'm going to point this out again, because R1 I do not count. But, damn, right? It always makes me... It always catches me a little bit when the sensor goes off right when I close the door. Unless there's a vent, I should be okay. I do not have any upgrades on Ron. There's a generator in here, and a drone. Thank you. It's fantastic. I don't see... What do you got? Stealth and gather. Well, that would have been fantastic earlier. R4 does look clear, but now that I have access to stealth, I'm definitely going to check that out. Nope, I want 1. Give you the sensor. I'm going to give you the gather, too, because I can pick it up. Actually... Take the tow back. One has stealth and gather now, that's fantastic. But bear in mind, while R11 did power 4 rooms, it's entirely possible R3 only powers 2, and R13 is the other necessary room. Another drone? I guess that makes sense. A salvage ship would have drones to fix. But speed boost, don't want it, and it's damaged. I'm gonna leave all these doors open. It's not a good idea, but that's great. There we go. 1 defense. I know, actually, D7 or R13 should be clear because the sentry came from there. It's a long drive to get to R11. It's good that his generator or his video signal was restored. I need to be able to see in order to make my fort. I don't know why. I always love making a drone fort. Okay, so I've got a defense I can work with, and the defense is off, right? Just double checking, just to make absolutely sure this room is clear. No vents, no nothing hazardous, no anything of ill repute. Defense, fine, whatever. Okay, so we're gonna get 1 back to R4 for safety reasons. Get 2 to 11. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can time it. Hopefully I'll have the right timing before, not before I get there, not too early. But see if I can time it to get both those drones into R5, or the swarms into R5. Then push them into R7 after I close the doors. I'm thinking ahead. And then destroy the sentry, and that'll be it. We have sentry and swarm today. Everything else has been searched relatively thoroughly. 3 has a little bit of an edge on the end. There we go. What are you doing? Oh, video signal for drone 1. That's fine. I don't need it right now. And actually, because I shouldn't need the rest of the ship, I'm going to close D9. And I'm going to close the other rooms and open D17. So I can do D19, interface, and I'm ready. I am going to need the rest. Well, I can push it through D14, can't I? I want to wait a moment. Because they should move at about the same time. Sons of bitches. Alright, fine. You can die alone. I don't know if there's swarm moving back and forth, but if there is, it doesn't matter. The sentry is what matters, and the sentry itself will patrol. Now I'm waiting. R7. 1 enemy. Still gonna stealth. Good practice. Good policy. And 3 scrap? Fantastic. No more swarm have spawned. It doesn't really confirm my suspicions, but it doesn't hurt my thought either. Is there anything else I need on this ship? I didn't get any ship scan, which is unfortunate, but... No, that looks like that's it. That's good. Half an hour. But without having to worry about slime spreading everywhere, you can take a little bit longer. And this is the kind of ship that you definitely don't want to rush. Swarm? Don't rush with Swarm. It's a bad idea. Leapers, you can't really rush with Leapers either, simply because they take their damn time sometimes. Leapers, or Syndras, wow. Swarm does too sometimes, but you do the best that you can, and the only part that I really had trepidation about is door 21, and it turned out to be much ado about nothing. The only, and actually, second point, the only swarm on the ship must have started in R2. I didn't realize that. But, yeah. So it must have started in R2 and R13, and another one spawned from the vent. Let's go ahead and get out of here with all of our spoils. Uh-oh. 5 scrap on drone 1. 6 scrap and 1 jump fuel, so a total of 11 scrap, 1 jump fuel. Starting score, you're gonna make it difficult, and I'm too hot to really calculate. 340. So starting score 570, which is high from, well, up from before. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Picked up 11 scrap, 1 jump fuel, 2 drones, and 3 upgrades. Stealth did start to deteriorate, but isn't broken. And the speed boost, which you don't really need, it doesn't do too much. On a ship like this, you don't have to worry about it. With slime, that could be useful because it gets you through fast, but here wasn't necessary, and there was a risk for that breaking. Total score of 955. I did get maximum drop from the Sentry, so the only way you're going to beat that is with ship scan. Okay, apparently people are getting ship scan. That's really all I can say there. That's extra 5 scrap on Dano and LB, an extra 7 scrap on Squeaky Penguin. It's definitely ship scan on some of those terminals, but you know what? I'm happy to have gotten out without taking damage. I'm in the same boat as Ash White. Total 9 players right now. Scores ranging down to 750. Big Boss may have lost a drone. May have lost drone 3, but been able to recover it. May. I mean, that's a lot of scrap. 10 scrap is... 10... He's off by a factor of 5... Well, by 5 digit. Him and Peak. What is that? They may have gotten ship scan. May not have gotten all the ship scans. I don't know how many Squeaky Penguin got. You can check Dano and LB's videos to see what ship scans they got. But with scores like, actually, you know what? They probably took the speed boost and it may have deteriorated. That's my bet. That's my guess. Anyway, today is the last day. This is going to be the last video. I'm going to be uploading it. And until 8 p.m. on the 19th, when the next daily challenge comes out, that is the deadline. If you do not have Duskers and you watch my videos, post a comment with the guess of what score I'm going to have on the 20th. That's going to be the challenge for 5/20/2017, the next challenge. And the closest person will win a copy of Duskers. I will get it to you by Steam. I will also say, admittedly, I think most people that watch my video already have Duskers, to which I'm sorry I can't really offer anything more meaningful to everyone who does watch. But it's Duskers anniversary, so I figured, hey, that'll be a great thing to do. That said, no one has guessed anything yet, so I'm guessing everyone who watches my videos already plays Duskers, which is great in and of itself, and if I can think of anything to do next week or for my channel anniversary, which is coming up next month at about the same time, I will do that then. For now, if you haven't done your run yet, good luck. If you have, leave a comment. I'd love to hear of your own experiences and especially your own strategies on this ship. This, with the size of the generators on this ship, there were a couple places where, you know, I had Drone 2 open a door, leave the room, and close, and, you know, that's a risky move. If you have other strategies, let me know. I'd love to hear of your strategies on this and how they worked out. If you have... Wait, was there... No, there wasn't anything in the defense room, I don't think. Anyway, if you would like to check out other videos, you can see Marvin, Copper, Deno416, LB, and Noxicny. And I will also say not to be dismissive of other players, but I noticed that Copper hasn't been updating lately, so I may be removing his at some point. You know what? Brain Trust. Let me know how you feel about that. I'm not sure if I want to keep, but there's also Neg. Neg used to post videos, and he stopped a while back when about the same time Deno started up, and so I haven't been. I didn't put his name on the list, but you know, should I include those? Should I not include them? What's the group opinion on that? That's a big question to put out right now. You know, I don't want to exclude someone just because they're not playing anymore. Maybe they didn't get a lot of views, so they said it was not worth it. But at the same time, if someone's not playing anymore, I don't want to have like a stale link either. So it seems like it's 6 of one, half of the other, dozen of the other. You know, whether or not you're part of the Brain Trust, let me know how you feel about that. And if you enjoyed the video, do please like. If you have an estimate for tomorrow, post it now before it's too late. And have a good day.